All right, in this problem, we're going to work through the second Charles law problem. So, we still have the same formula. In fact, I'm going to divide this. I'm going to rewrite. So we have V1, T1, V2, T2 to start off with. And we'll identify what those are. But then we also have our formula. So V1 over T1 equals V2 over T2. So you have your formula. So now if we just look at our problem. So we have 600.0 milliliters of air is at 20 degrees Celsius. What is the volume of it at 60 degrees Celsius? So when we look at it, milliliters, remember, is a volume. So there's our V1, because that's our starting condition. And then Celsius is our temperature, so that's T1. We're asked what is the new volume. So our volume, so I'm going to put my X for V2. So that's our unknown. That's what we don't know. And then 60 degrees is going to be our T2, our change in temperature. So now when we look at it, we have two temperature conversions to do. We have to change 20 degrees Kelvin or Celsius into Kelvin and 60 degrees Celsius into Kelvin. So for T1, it starts off as 20. And we're going to add 273 to that, which should be 293 Kelvin. And then for T2, we're starting off with 60 and adding 273 to it. And that is 333 Kelvin. So now we can go in and fill in our variables. So our V1 is 600.0 milliliters. Our new temperature is 293 Kelvin. And then our T2 is 333 Kelvin. So now we can go in and plug in all of our variables here. So V1 is 600 over T1, which is 293, which equals X, because we don't know what V1 or V2 is, and then T2 is 333. So again, when you get to this point, you need to cross multiply. So you're going to multiply the top with the bottom of another, and same here. And I always make it the habit of putting the X on the left and then everything else on the other part of it on the right. So we would have 293x, because we're multiplying those two together, so we're cross multiplying, and then 600 times by 333. So now when I look at this, again, just like in algebra, you have something with x, so to get it by itself, we want to get x by itself, we're going to divide by 293 to both sides, and then so we're left with x equals 600 times by 333 all over 293. So x, which is actually V2 in this instance, it's our new volume. Now I need to plug in our numbers. So I get 681.9. Now, since we're dealing with a volume, when we look back, our V1 was in milliliters, so that means our V2 needs to be in milliliters as well.